So here we have our chocolate tahini cookies. I love the smokiness that it lends. It really perfectly complements the chocolate. The beauty of this cookie though is that you could swap out tahini for peanut butter or hazelnut butter and it's going to be incredibly delicious. It's so good. We're starting by creating a wet mix, kind of like a ganache, and then mixing our dry ingredients. We're going to start by melting our chocolate. You can do this in a bain-marie or in a microwave-safe bowl, heating it up in 30-second bursts and stirring it in between each burst until it's fully melted. We've just got a saucepan. We're putting in enough water to create about 1 centimeter on the bottom. We want to bring the water to a simmer and that'll heat the bowl and melt the chocolate. So we have our beautiful glossy melted dark chocolate. We can add our brown sugar to it, tahini, the pinch of cinnamon, and we just want to mix these until nice and combined. And you can use a silicone spatula just to break down any lumps of brown sugar. Then we add our milk, and then we whisk that plant-based milk in, and you're going to see this is going to thicken up considerably, but it's also going to melt the sugars in the recipe and create this super glossy, smooth emulsion. So you'll see that to start with, it looks a bit split, a bit kind of grainy. That's going to remedy itself as we whisk. You now have this beautiful silky mix. So we've got our ganache mixture. In another bowl we add our flour, baking powder and bicarbonate soda. Then we'll add this to our kind of ganache mixture and then just fold them together until nice and combined. So we'll see the mixture start to firm up. The mixture is nice and thick, flowing slowly. And we're just going to let that sit at room temperature until it sets up. We can use this time to preheat the oven. You have the option to either scoop this while it's still a bit soft or just chill it down in the fridge until it's a bit firmer and you can roll it out into balls. So we're going to scoop our dough, 6 to a tray. They don't have to be perfect because there is a trick around it, or you just don't mind if they're not perfect. A sprinkle of flaky sea salt is optional but recommended. We have an option when they come out of the oven just to tidy those edges up and make them a bit neater. Maybe some would say perfect. The trick is to get a cookie cutter and then just circle it around the biscuit to push these edges in. The beauty of this crackly, cakey, chocolatey cookie is that it's also incredibly versatile. So I've personally chosen tahini for this recipe, but you could just as easily directly swap out peanut butter or hazelnut butter or any nut butter really for just an incredible chocolate nut or tahini combination. If it weren't for the chocolate chip cookie, this would be my number one. I mean, if tahini's not your thing, put something else in it. This is freaking delicious. It's so good. So I should also mention that make sure you use a 70% chocolate, a delicious one. 60 or 66 is not going to cut it. The cookie would be too sweet.